We decided to buy this particular house. I don't know how else to get more real about it. Like, I just felt it in my body. I remember the day that we were sitting there. It was us three, and we were sitting over there behind where we're sitting now. And we were talking about it, and you said, so what do you guys think? And I'm like, well, there's nothing about it I don't like. And it was very strange because I had no like overexcited emotion about it, but I also knew that that meant that this must be right.
The process for me was really kind of following other people's leads, but definitely just kind of during that process always asking myself, do I feel comfortable with this? And we did.
My biggest fear about buying a home was, I think, the permanence of it. Then, what happens if something happens to one of us, or something happens to our jobs, or something happens and we have to sell our home? But then also on the other end of it, I'm thinking that it feels really good to own a home as well, because now we have a place to call home, and you really feel like you're really grounded and settled in, and it's a whole different feeling.
You're building equity, you're doing something, you have some place to call your own, and to do the things that we want. It's a sense of responsibility, but also a sense of togetherness. So when you buy a home together, it's pretty big.
We found Zach, like you said, through Dan, but I guess the way that I think of it is that we found Zach and we trusted him because he had experience and he really seemed to know what he was talking about. He had a plan moving forward for us. I remember he gave us all this folder full of stuff. But what was great about it is that it was so much great information, but it told me that he knew what he was talking about and knew what he was doing and had a plan for us moving forward.
When we met him for lunch, and right then and there I knew that we definitely had a back and forth. We had a really good, felt comfortable, felt like we weren't being pressured, all that.
So I think that that's really, there's something to say about somebody that you can trust, and we trusted Zach right away.
Zach's communication throughout the entire process was, I think was very timely, helpful. We could always reach him at any hour.
My favorite thing was when we'd go to a house and he'd be like, I don't know if you guys are gonna like this, but we can go look. And sometimes we'd show up at a house and we'd be in the kitchen or some room, and he'd be like, he'd see something and that we wouldn't see, and he'd go, what do you guys think about this? And we'd go, oh, didn't notice that. And he's just kind of like right on it. Like he knew what to look for in certain homes, that, in particular to us, what we might like and what we might not like. And I really enjoyed that about Zach. He just got to know us really well over time.
Zach handled the home buying experience with a sense of calmness that I don't think Andrea and I what we needed in that moment, right? Life's all about balance. For us, what we needed at that time was let's bring it back down to base level. Let's think, breathe, those kinds of things. So it's really nice to have somebody in your corner like that.
I would totally recommend Zach, especially to people who are buying their homes for the first time. Since we were first-time home buyers, he made the process like a ton easier and a lot more smooth than we had any idea it would go.